So this show right here is for all my multi-hyphenated people, the ones that do everything, that do a lot, that have a lot of irons out on the fire. Today is all about how you can manage multiple projects without losing your mind. Okay, stay tuned. Hey, everybody. It is your girl, Leah T. Porter, serial entrepreneur, creative entrepreneur, and all of those things like that. And we are back with another episode. And today we are talking about how you can juggle multiple projects and again, not lose your mind, right? I'm not one of those people that believe that you have to pick one or two things. I am a person that believes that you can do it all, right? Now, again, I've said this before, it can't be 20, 40, 50 things going on at one time. You can't do that, but I do think that you can work on multiple projects, do multiple things, hold multiple hats, and do them well. You've probably heard me say this, that people ask me all the time, how am I able to do all the things that I do with so much energy, with so much efficiency, vibrancy, and all of those good things like that. And again, as I've mentioned in one of my videos, it has to do with me grounding myself and really taking ownership of my morning and evening times. But it's also making sure that I work in seasons, make sure that I am working in a way that is very strategic to my businesses and that allows me to sometimes be in two places at one time. So if you know, you've heard me say I operate how many businesses? How many? Y'all tell me? Yes, 4. 4 businesses, and I operate those in seasons. And so very seldomly do all of those 4 operate in an orbit where they are demanding a lot of all of my attention at the same time. Sometimes that will be 2 of them that will demand my attention, or 1 of them, and the other ones I'm not working on, but I may be giving more attention to one than the other. And so I really work in seasons, and there's moments where I'm going to be really heavy and really focusing on FE. There's going to be times where I'm really heavy and focusing on different projects for Orland and just different things of that nature. So I work in seasons, and that tends to help a lot. So working in seasons looks like making sure that there's one particular project that really is going to get a lot of your attention, right? And making sure that you have systems in place, you have great team members that can really hold down the fort in those other ones that you might not. And it's not that you're not giving attention to, but it's just this one particular project that you might be giving most of your attention to. Sometimes there might be things that you just might have to pause, or that you might not be able to fully fill your schedule up. An example is for Park Village, which is my physical space. There are times throughout the year where Park Village schedule is not jam-packed, right? We're not trying to do 5 events for the month. We might only be doing 2 events. We might do a poetry night, and then we might do a First Friday class, because doing those 2 for Park Village is manageable. The business is not stopping, it's not stalled. We're not completely paused. We're able to still do some programming and still do some projects, but our focus and our energy might be on something else at that moment. And so some things may just need to slow down while other things pick up. And then once that one thing that you are really working on and putting a lot of energy, once that kind of dies down, then you can redirect a lot of your energy and the attention back to that other project or back to that other business. This one is a big one, which I've spoke about this in one of my past videos, which is systems are important. You have to have systems in place. You have to have great team members in place that can, again, hold down the fort, making sure that everybody knows their role, everybody knows what they're doing, and you have systems that flow. When you put really good systems in place, all you have to do is just put it into motion, and then that's it. And once you find a good system, don't retreat. Don't be like, oh, let me see if this works better. Let me try. Nope. If that worked, double down on it and keep it forever. Systems is not like products, where, if you're in a product-based business where you have to come up with new ideas all the time. Not in systems. You can keep that same system for a long time. Now, lo and behold, as you grow and as you scale, your systems might need to change or might need to be tweaked. But to always trying to find a new way to do things, that's a recipe for disaster. And then next is using boundaries as a strategy, right? And that word boundary, it's a really tricky word for me as somebody who is a business owner, because you do have to make yourself in some aspect and capacity accessible. You have to make yourself accessible to your team. You have to make yourself accessible to your community, to your audience, and you have have to be really willing to communicate with them in that way and be forward facing so that you are a person that they trust. And on the back end of that, sometimes you can't be too accessible. And that is something that I am learning, to not be too accessible, to not always be available, and to allow people to do the jobs that you have hired them to do. So create those boundaries, whether it be you don't want to accept phone calls after a certain time, or you're not going to check your emails until 9 a.m. in the morning, not when you first wake up. Those are all boundaries that you can set in place. That would really be a game changer for you. And so the truth is, to be able to manage multiple projects, you don't need more time. You just need more clarity, right? You don't need to figure out how to balance it all, but you need to get really tight on your seasons, right? You need to figure out what season you're in, what are the things that you need to really go full force in, and what are some things that you can not pause, but that you can still put into play to be manageable and to make sure that things are working properly. So again, you can do it all. You can do it all. You can be that multi-hyphenated person that does a multitude of things. You just have to make sure that you are strategic and that you're working in your seasons. And that's it. So please make sure that you like and you comment and you subscribe to this video. Make sure you go to the comments. I want to hear you in the comments. Let me know and share what are some tips and tricks on how you manage, your multi-hyphenated life, how you manage multiple projects. Or maybe let us know what are some things that you are not necessarily doing your best at, and I can give you some additional one-on-one feedback on what you can do. Again, thank you all so very much and have a good day. I think I should put some music right here.